landscape. With that, let's hear from Paul Triple H Levesque.
Oh, my Lord. Hey, how's it going? Thank you guys all for being here. As usual, I want to thank all of the media here for being here tonight. I would like to thank all our sponsors. We had a record sponsorship revenue for this, and our partners are, they're very important to us, allow us to do so much stuff, but it also, our partnerships with our, with these groups, Mike's Harder, Wingstop, Primes, there's a whole bunch of others, but they're coming in and they're staying with us longer, which is wonderful for us because it makes it feel like they're a part of what we do and not just in for a one-off, so very important to thank them. I want to thank Cleveland Browns Stadium and Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse for their hospitality and just being incredible partners in this. I also want to thank the Greater Cleveland Sports Commission. We didn't just work, this show was so big, we didn't just work with the regular Cleveland Sports Commission, we worked with the Greater Cleveland Sports Commission, which is greater than the regular one, as you might imagine, and they did a great job. So spectacular. I mostly want to thank fans. You know, sometimes when you do these events, you do these massive events and you're looking at where you're going, and you say to somebody, oh, that's going to be in Cleveland. It's not a normal stop for us along the way, or one of the biggest stops along the way. But man, did they show up. So I have to thank Miz for inviting us into his house, but the fans here were crazy. From yesterday, the kickoff show, just thousands of people showing up, to today, all through the countdown show. It was hot, but they were there, they were excited, they were fun, and then, you know, 57,791 in attendance here tonight. Just to wrap up an incredible weekend. We set records across the board for SummerSlam in gate, sponsorship, merchandise, social media. And I think what's really cool about that is we are now coming up against our own records that we smashed last year and set last year. And we're coming up against those records now and crushing those records as we move forward. So I'm very excited about that. Thought the show was spectacular. One last thing I want to thank is thank MGK for being here and being in the show and walking Logan to the ring, and also have to thank Jelly Roll just for lending us his incredible voice with an amazing rendition of God Bless America, coming out and playing lyre, and just then transforming to the largest child of all time and living out a childhood fantasy of choke slamming Austin Theory, which who hasn't dreamt of choke slamming Austin Theory at some point, and then delivering what I thought was one of the coolest, I guess would be a 15-knuckle shuffle with Miz and R-Truth. So when you get to work with artists outside of what we do, but they're so massively invested in what we do and fans of what we do, where they are like little kids just having a fantasy moment, it's the greatest thing of all time, because we're all fans of theirs and vice versa, and it makes for the best experience where everybody just wants to have fun. Everybody just wants to come here, have a good time, and really that's what it's all about. So thank you to Jelly Roll for his participation here. Whole week of events here, from Sammy's comedy show to Priest's 24 documentary, the premiere of that, from Undertaker's One Dead Man show to SmackDown last night. Just an amazing week here, and so thank you to everybody for being a part of it. I thought the show from start to finish was incredible tonight. You just heard Braun Breaker talking about winning the Intercontinental Championship and thanking Sami Zayn, which I think needs to be done. Sami is just one of those, just he's money, he's constant. He's just always there, always steady. You know he's always going to deliver. I can't thank him enough. And I think we watched the star be born tonight in Braun Breaker. I think a lot of people knew what his trajectory was and where he was headed, but I think he closed that deal out tonight. And I think there's a new star on the horizon here with Braun Breaker. So congratulations to him as the new Intercontinental Champion. Logan Paul and LA Knight. LA said it here a little bit ago, just a long time coming. So happy for him. You know, at a point where he had a long career, and then sort of even got to the end of that career and it seemed like it was over. To get that opportunity to not have given up at that point, to just grab the bull by the horns at that point and just take his career in his hands and just run with it. Incredibly happy for him. And then Logan Paul just continues to amaze me from his performance, just doing stuff. I mean, I just don't even know. I don't even know if I've ever seen anybody do that. Back, whatever you want to call that. There's too many flip names out there for me to figure out what they all are. But he's incredible, and his work ethic is off the chart. And I can tell you that as a performer, my respect for him now is in a different place, because he's gotten to a place where now he doesn't want to just have a good match. He wants to be great at this long term, and he's putting in the time, he's putting in the effort, he's dedicating himself to it. He's kind of stopped a lot of other, he's not boxing, he's not ready, he just wants to be a WWE superstar. He wants to be great at this, and he wants to be the best, and he's dedicating himself to it, so that's awesome to see. Bayley and Nia, much like Sami Zayn, Bayley, just that constant. You know she's always going to deliver. That's just how great she is. Sometimes she gets overlooked for it, but she's just always on, always, and it's great to see. Nia Jax, to me, in what was a really special moment, both the Queen of the Ring and tonight. First of all, her first SummerSlam she ever competed in. Second of all, becoming champion tonight in a period of time where I think when she first came back, there's a lot of people doubted her, like, why? Why are we bringing Nia back? What, you know, just a lot of questions about her dedication or ability, whatever that is. And I think she's, at least to me, she's proven everybody wrong. She's proven that she belongs, she's proven that she wants it, she's proven that she's really good at this. And I'm really happy for her to have that success. And to have this second chance kind of at this whole thing. And I can just, she's having a blast doing it, which is the coolest part of it for me. She's really enjoying herself. Liv Morgan and Rhea, I thought was off the chart good. Liv Morgan has just come into her own as this incredible performer. Rhea Ripley, to me, coming off of a fairly big injury, coming back, not missing a beat. I gotta be honest with you, as much as there's a lot of people out there saying, man, I'd like to be Dom, I wouldn't want to be Dom. This is not going to go well. There's a lot of ass kickings coming for Dom. CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins, I thought was a masterpiece. Just what a story. The moments all the way through, you know, when you really break it down and you think like so much drama and tension and just how good it all was based on a $1 50-cent bracelet, right? Like that's part of that storytelling. The storytelling was epic, off the chart. You know, a lot has been said about Punk's return. I'm thrilled for him as a human being. I'm thrilled for him to have the opportunity to do this late in his career and sort of put everything right. And with most people, you're never going to put anything right. So I don't mean that in people's opinions. I mean that in his opinion, in his life, in his journey through this to make it right and to have this opportunity for him. So I was so excited for him to, you know, when he came back and he got injured, and then it was kind of a downer. We've been able to tell this story all through this and keep it hot, and for him to be able to come back tonight and deliver like that, just incredibly happy for him. Drew McIntyre, just incredibly happy with everything he's doing. He's just on fire right now. Priest and Gunther, tough to find a more deserving guy right now than Gunther. He's playing on a different level than a lot of people, with his own style and he's very unique what he brings to the table. So, like, he's in the spot he's supposed to be in. And then Damian Priest, I said this to him after the match. when he became world champion, a lot of people doubted it. A lot of people doubted him, and I think over this period of time since WrestleMania, he has proved them all wrong. He walked in as a guy like, they put the world title on him, and he walked out as world champion, like really as world champion. That's how I feel about it. My hat's off to him, because that's a hard road. It's a hard road, and a lot of pressure, and coming off all the things that he's been through in his life to be where he is right now. I'm thrilled for him. And then Cody and Solo, I think Cody said it, Solo, imagine being a guy a very short period of time in the business, gets an opportunity to come up here, stand next to the biggest star in the business in Roman Reigns, and be a part of the biggest storyline, and then Roman goes away and they're like, well, you're gonna take his spot, and all these guys are gonna be in that spot with you, the hottest thing in the business. You're gonna sort of replicate that, and that's the new story. Like, imagine that pressure. Thrilled for him. What an incredible accomplishment they've all been able to do, that whole group, especially Solo. And then I have to mention Jacob Fatu, because he's like a force of nature, and it's amazing to see him. Unfortunately, he got a little bit banged up on that in that last match. So hopefully the only two real, Logan's a little banged up, as he should be, and Jacob's a little banged up. I'll see where that nets out here in a little bit. Hopefully nothing serious, but it was bugging him a little bit, the leg. So we'll see where he is. Before I open it to questions, one last thing I just wanted to say is I'm as thrilled as I am where we are in the first half of this year. I'm excited where we are going in the second half of this year. Nick and I had a very specific agenda in how we wanted to approach this year and the way we wanted it to roll out. And I think you've seen that in all the international events we've done, and the size of these events and where they're located and how we've done them. But the second half of this year, Bash in Berlin, August 31st, Bad Blood, October 5 from Atlanta. You've got Crown Jewel with our partner, Turkey Al-Sheikh in Saudi on November 2nd, which he's an amazing partner here for the Terrence Crawford fight right now, which is probably taking place shortly, which Terrence is a huge WWE fan and just had a childhood moment himself, much like Jelly Roll just a week or so ago. And then, of course, Survivor Series War Games, which we just announced on November 30th from Vancouver. So this year's going to close out big. I'm excited for all of it, and I just, the future's bright. This is the most amazing roster I think I've seen. Most talented, most dedicated. Everybody's having a blast right now, including me, which is the best part of it. And we're all just charging ahead. So if what I believe to be true coming is true, it's we ain't seen nothing yet. So with that, I'll open it up.
All right, we will kick things off in the second row.
When it comes to the direction of creative, that responsibility belongs to you. So much of what you accomplished in that role in NXT, especially with that big match takeover feel, is on display in WWE. For me, it's the build to Nakamura's debut. I think it was 2016. We talk about Sami Zayn. But were there key moments to help shape your vision as head of creative while you were in NXT?
Oh my God, so many moments, right? It's funny, I don't necessarily always look at it as like, what moments did we create that shaped the vision of what went, what didn't. I sort of always approach it as just, what do I want to see? Luckily for me, I think you've heard Sean say this as well, we approach this like fans, right? We approach this, I'm a kid sitting on the couch. How would I make this the biggest thing I've ever seen? And then I was fortunate in my career, that kid was fortunate in his career to sit next to some of the greatest minds in this business. So, I sat next to them and absorbed it and, paid attention to all of it, whether it was, the guys I was in the ring with on my side, opposite side of the ring for me, or the people like Dusty that I got to go and create with in NXT and create a lot of those incredible moments, and along the way learned from those successes. But I think I also learned, you know, as much in those failures. You know, as much as the internet likes to point out failures, the people that point them out to the most are the people creating them. We're the most aware of them, and they're the things that keep us up at night. So the things that you honestly, I don't believe in them being failures. I believe in them being opportunities to learn. So the things that worked there, I learned from, but the things that didn't work there, I really learned from. The things when I was here that I watched that I thought, that didn't work, why? How would I get there a different way? What would I have done differently? That's how I approach it. I think it's how Sean approaches it. I think that if you're a fan, a great man once told me, put yourself in the seat, you'll never go wrong. If you can keep that mentality your whole career, then I think you're onto something. So that's how we approach it. If it's working, I'm happy.
Derek Salcedo and Steve Culture. So
Thank
speaking of NXT, I did wanted to ask, because we're seeing this collaboration with TNA, and so I wanted to ask first and foremost why WWE decided to pursue a longer, I guess you can say, relationship here with TNA from what we've been seeing, and also what we can expect from that, what the end game is, what the fans can expect from that.
So I think, as we've said before, we're open for business, right? Whether that's what you see in NXT with TNA, or whether that's different international opportunities. We're going to look at what's best for WWE, but how does that benefit us? How does it benefit them? How does it benefit us? You know, I think there's opportunities as you look at NXT. A lot of those kids are young, and what they really need is repetitions. They need opportunities to go do. We can only create so many of them. So when we have opportunities to partner with others, help their business at the same time, you know, get them on a platform that is seen by so many more people. Use the strength and the power of our brand across social media to help them. I think you'll see more of that, right? So when we have the opportunity to help them, while at the same point in time getting the future of not just us, the future of this business, more opportunities and more reps to improve what they do as performers, to improve what they do on every aspect of what they go out day in and day out and do. You know, the world is different now. There aren't territories where you're out there working a couple hundred days a year, and I don't know that anybody would want to, but we all did it. But it's how everybody got where they got to, and how they got good, and how they learned this. So we have to create that, and we have to give those opportunities to other people to grow and to have that, because the only way they're going to learn how to do this, the only way you learn to go out there and feel that crowd and understand it and change what you're doing and have that dynamic, is you plan it all you want in the back. When you get out there, and that's where the magic happens. I don't care what anybody says. And those decisions, those in the moment game day decisions that are made there live, your nuances, that's what makes this great. So it's reps. It's really reps, especially when you're just starting in the business. So I want them to have that. So when we can create those opportunities to be whoever that's with, I'm excited to do it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sean Rossap of Fightful. We've seen
Hey, Sean.
we've seen Stephanie pop up a few more times.
Yeah, I was excited about it.
Does she have an official role with WWE now? And if not, do you think that she would be opposed to doing that again in the future, or maybe resuming any prior roles?
So she does not have an official role right now, but like I can tell you this, she loves this. Absolutely loves it. Sometimes harder to love it, and sometimes easy to love it. It's easy to love it again for her. She's enjoying watching it, you know. She's enjoying coming to the show. She's enjoying seeing everybody in the back. She loves it. So if I'm the little kid booking or writing, or however you want to say it, sitting on his couch, but she's sitting there right next to me, a little kid enjoying it and loving it. And it's been her whole life since she was little. No official role right now. Right now, her official role is she's enjoying our kids get too old too fast. But we'll see. We'll see what the future holds. Just I would expect to see her around because I think she just loves it and she's enjoying being around it again.
Another question?
Bill Actor from Sports Cuba.
I'm sorry, what was your name, sir?
Bill Actor. It doesn't matter what my name is.
What was the last name? Apter?
Actor.
Okay, got it.
Yes, yes, good to see you.
Yes, same.
And this is wonderful because in the quote-unquote territory days, we never had this. You know, we had to sneak around to find out what people are.
I don't know. I feel like the journalism was the same thing. PWI, you guys just made up stories, right?
No, that's a long story. We'll have discussion about. We'll have discussion about. But my question is, one of the people who hasn't been talked about on WWE TV or on the pay-per-views that I haven't heard recently is John Cena. That made a whole big thing about him coming back for this. Where are you with discussions or program with him for WWE currently?
So, as John mentioned, he has sort of a expiration date, if you will, on his career that he sees. And he's going to come back soon. I think, I can't remember exactly what we said or what he said, I believe. Look, John has earned the right in his career to do whatever he wants, when he wants, and I'm happy to be there for him. I believe it is the beginning of the year. John will come back, and it's sort of like the farewell tour that has an end to it, and John's gonna come back and just have a blast everywhere he goes, like he always does. But he's gonna come back and, you know, he's gonna be there for the Royal Rumble, and that'll be his last Royal Rumble. He's gonna be there for the Elimination Chamber, and that'll be his last Elimination Chamber. He's gonna be there for WrestleMania, and that will be his last WrestleMania. And then it will continue. And by the end of 25, that will be the end of John Cena. Not in WWE, not in Hollywood for sure, or anything else that he decides to do, but it will be the end of seeing John Cena competitive and active in the ring. Very few people in this industry that you've been a part of for a long, long time, and I'm happy that you're still here and a part of it, right? Much as like I am of Arn and Kevin and Kid and all the people, you know, the Steiners that I saw upstairs today, like, we want them to feel embraced by what they helped pave the road for. John paved the road for so much stuff, and he's earned the right, as I said, to call his out, and so few people get the opportunity to do that. This is awesome. It's almost overwhelming to me that as this starts to become real, one, that it will be the end of his in-ring career, but two, that I get to sit with him and craft it. It's a huge honor for me. I was there when he came in here. I saw him before he came in here. I was there for a lot of the ride. So, and to see the performer that he became and all the things that he would do and where he's gone since then, to be able to sit next to him and help in some way drive the car that is him calling his out is a huge honor to me. So I look forward to doing it. I look forward to working with him, and once it's all done and his in-ring career is done, I look forward to just seeing him all the time, like every other legend, that none of us would be here if it was without them, right? They paved the way for us to be here, and this will always be home and always be a family environment for them that they can come to and, you know, be a part of. So that's exciting, and I'm thrilled for John. I really am. Yeah.
Thank you.
One more.
One more question?
Hey, Paul, Daniel Trainer from Us Weekly. How are you?
Amen.
You mentioned sort of the future. In 2 years, we know we have a 2-night SummerSlam in Minneapolis. We know we have a 2-nighter in Indianapolis on the horizon. I'm curious if you think there's a chance that tonight was the last ever one-night SummerSlam. What that says sort of about the business, and if there have been any conversations about going 2 nights for any other PLEs. I'm thinking the Royal Rumble.
Please let's take it one step at a time. Who knows what the future brings, but I do think that even tonight, seeing this SummerSlam 7-match card goes almost 4 hours to me, and yet there was a lot of stuff we could have put into this, and even some people saying, well, why wasn't that in there? Because it would have been 8 hours, right? And you still need stuff for Raw, and you still need massive content for SmackDown, and you still need all that stuff. As we continue to grow, we'll take it, like I said, step by step. So is this the last SummerSlam that you see that is one night? I think so, but we'll see where that goes long term. I'm excited about that opportunity. As far as other PLEs going that way, we're always, you can never say this is just what we do, and then that's it, and that's locked in, and that's what we do. This is the way it is. And right, if you go back 5 years, who would have thought we would have been doing 2-night WrestleManias, let alone 2-night WrestleManias and 2-night SummerSlams? So we'll see where it goes. And that's an important part of where we go with it, but an important part of where we go with that also is bringing these events around the globe. We are truly a global company. There's no place that WWE is not seen. There's no place where we don't have a massive fan base and following. We want to bring WWE to the world, not just, be seen as a US-based company, but that's seen everywhere else. We want to literally be everywhere else. And be as big as we possibly could be everywhere. So it's always sort of a moving target, but makes for an exciting ride. So I'm excited. Thank you all for being here. Really appreciate it.